Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Hopefully, y'all can hear me well. Hopefully, everything is good with everyone. Happy Monday, beginning of the week, right? Oh boy. All right. What did Mr. Z find here? Damn, son, where'd you find this? Um, Shout out to Anton. Um, wow. First, let me actually freestyle this part. So yes, the host is annoying. Yes, she was interrupting. Yes, she's kind of cute. Yes, she was loud. Ugh. But I think Brothers was doing way too much in the comments with not this one again. Yeah, she's annoying. She's a black woman. She's a black woman, y'all. Right? I'm reading the comments in the comment section, and I'm like, but she's a black woman. Wait, right? Number one. But number two, if she hosts these type of things, of course she's like this. The worst thing they should have never gave you money. The worst thing I ever did was let her get a little YouTube fame and some money. Of course, she's a black woman with some YouTube fame and some money. She was gonna be this anyway, but now she got a little YouTube fame and some money, and this is what she gets paid to do. Oh boy, right? So for those of you that don't get it, I'm responding to all the comments in the comments about, like, we saw this with her, every time she hosts. This is her, like, you know. Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, I get it. But once again, black women with a little bit of money and some YouTube fame. Come on, y'all. Right? I'm not saying you should get used to it because that's what Mr. Z does. But the insanity in the comments and people kind of losing it in the comments. It's I don't know. I'm trying to protect our lives, black man. I'm trying to get us not to stress out, and have some type of heart attack from just being annoyed and women talking you into an early grave. Shout out to Eddie Griffin. Right? Yeah. Don't let black women stress you out and stress you into an early grave, and then you leave the life insurance to them. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. All right. Moving along. So shout out to the brother. I forgot his name. He's always on Anton's channel. Who said if she could push a baby stroller, she could push a lawnmower. Genius. If she could push a baby stroller, she could push a lawnmower. Exactly. And shout out to that brother. He's funny. I think the brother's from Mississippi. I think he said. Um, like I said, I've watched him a lot on, and he has great takes sometimes, right? Country ass brother. But yeah, and he's correct. Women are much stronger than y'all give them credit for. Shout out to the young lady, whoever it was that said, "Why should they be?" Yo, this idea that we need to put women in the absolute lap of luxury, and if we don't, she cannot truly be feminine. If a woman has to lift a goddamn finger, she now has the right and the license to be the absolute meanest, crass, rude, angry, miserable, unkept woman on the face of the earth because she had to lift a pinky finger. Where the hell y'all get this from? Huh? Where do y'all get this from? This weirdo remix of European aristocrat or some type of East Asian aristocratic life. Y'all been watching way too much Hollywood movies, bro. Homegirl's supposed to be sitting on some type of porch watching the slaves slave away while she sip on her lemonade and somebody hold up an umbrella over her. Like, stop, man. Y'all are weird. I'm gonna adjust that in a little bit, Chef Butter Biscuits, for real though. Chef Butter Biscuits is South Florida gang, 3 hurricanes back-to-back gang, for real. This is some weirdo stuff. So I didn't follow the story as well as I should have. Um, I have so much. I gotta go. I gotta jump on BGS behind the wall stream because I have so much to say about what's going on in the Middle East. Y'all already know Mr. Z and the leftist stuff. Shout out to those people over there showing their fangs. Y'all can't say y'all don't see who they are now. Um, if you know what Mr. Z is saying, you know what Mr. Z is saying, right? So I'm gonna leave it there before Mr. Z gets his channel snatched, because these people got the propensity to shut you the hell up when you say something they don't agree with. So y'all already know what Mr. Z's on when it comes to that. Got your little European enclave over there in the Middle East. Y'all don't know how to act. Anyway, moving along. Um, back to the topic. You know, and what I was saying when I was saying I didn't follow the story as well as I should have. So now I see who y'all was talking about that pretty much said what did he say again? Something like he's raising his daughter and that a man, especially a man, is supposed to provide for everything, or she shouldn't have to work, or whatever. However he framed it. Um, Let me once again say this to all of the dad daughters, right, or the dads to daughters, right, especially when you have exclusively little girls, or you have nothing but daughters. But even for those of you that have a mix of son and daughters, but you raise your daughter, that she is supposed to be kept at the absolute highest level. And if she have to raise a goddamn pinky finger in any relationship with a man, then he's not up to par and he's not doing his job. Enjoy watching your daughter cry herself to sleep. Enjoy watching your daughter, because she's still going to have sex. Enjoy watching your daughter make you a grandfather before you ever meet a son-in-law. Enjoy that. Especially you brothers that's earning good money and your daughter don't look like Lori Harvey. Maybe Lori Harvey could pull that off, and she's aging out the game, so maybe she won't be able to pull that off soon enough. Anyway, all of you that are raising your daughters to be my little princess, you still referring to your daughter as the baby, and your daughter is all of 17 years old. I gotta go pick up the baby from school. You mean your 17-year-old daughter? Huh? You're raising these spoiled little brats. We're not going to marry your spoiled little brats. We might probably give some spoiled little brat, but we're not. Your grown ass 27, 28, 32, 47-year-old daughters. Goddamn, so you went all the way up there? You're raising spoiled little brats. Your daughters be all of 34 years old, can't maintain a relationship with a man because she's a spoiled brat. And you know who made her a spoiled brat? You did. And it means most black men, and most men know, never mind, we'll still pipe and get the hell away if we even pipe. Huh? Y'all are raising these spoiled ass brats. 25-year-old, 27-year-old, 32-year-old, 38-year-old, 42-year-old spoiled brats. And then got the unmitigated gall, here go when it gets funny, to start talking crap about the boys and men who's supposedly not on your daughter's level. Tell your daughter go practice polygamy then. Shout out to that brother on Lapeef's channel. That's why I have it in the links. By the way, check the videos in the links. Or check the videos in the links. Check the links in the description box. Z, get your words right. Get your words right, Z. Check the links in the description box. Shout out to that brother off of Lapeef. Literally said what Mr. Z be saying. He actually went in more detail. He said all of us that earn 50 or less, and I'm paraphrasing what he said, we, save your little money, right? Pleasure yourself, right? Jergens lotion, right? Jergens lotion and corn. Save your little money, and once a month, go see the head doctor. Hysterical. Right? Once a month, go see the head doctor. And leave all of these women for all these rich dudes. I said it. I say it every time Jason Black says something. Nah, make polygamy legal. Y'all want him, y'all can have him. All of us average men don't deserve anything, or we deserve the most sloppy, right? And y'all gives you a second. My apologies, y'all. Mr. Z had to sneeze. I told y'all, give me a second, and then the sneeze didn't come. Right? It happens. It happens. But all of you who think that quote unquote average men are not working hard enough, they're not trying hard enough, they don't deserve anything. And if they do, they deserve the bottom of the bottom of the bottom, right? They deserve the most overweight, sloppy, disgusting thing humanly possible. No, make polygamy legal then. But here's the catch. If you make polygamy legal, you got to make street walking legal too. You got to make being a pros legal also. You still got to get your cities to burn either way. But if you don't make being a pro legal, then your city's really going to burn. Shout out to that brother off of Lapeef's channel. Exactly. Mr. Z been saying it. It's good to know Mr. Z has company. Y'all wanted so all of these women saying the same thing. That's why I have the clip, and I made sure to pick that clip where they showed that we recovered it before. Mr. Z's covered it multiple times actually. The light-skinned lady with the glasses with the red dress on that panel with a bunch of women saying, "Well, if you earn 50, you shouldn't be dating. Don't date, or end up with one of these losers." I'm glad the women are saying it. They're that arrogant, and their dads. That's the brother that was on with Anton. Their dads are saying it also. Huh? Let's continue. Um, I want to say this. I want to say this to that brother. I want to say this to all of you, kind of like solidly middle, really upper middle class black folks, but we don't really have as many of them as y'all think. But solidly middle, kind of trending towards upper middle class, obviously upper middle class, obviously the handful of rich black people we got, quite frankly, across the diaspora, if I'm really going to be honest with you, but definitely in the West, definitely in America. Let me be very clear. Y'all are raising goddamn sociopaths, anti-black sociopath people, not even just exclusive to black girls right now and black women. Your sons and your daughters that y'all are raising, y'all are raising them to be behind classism, by the way, very classist, anti-black sociopaths. Y'all are raising opportunists. No wonder you meeting these black folks, black women namely, you're meeting them in their late 20s, their early 30s, in their classist little anti-black assholes. Huh? Because they were raised by brothers like this oftentimes. They're anti-black as hell. No wonder they end up with the white dude. These little sociopathic opportunists y'all raising. No empathy, no sympathy whatsoever for anyone. Mean, harsh, coarse a-holes, particularly the black folks. Huh? My daddy did it. My granddaddy did it. Why couldn't you do it? That sounds nice. Huh? And as you can see, some of the pushback the brother was getting was from some of the women on the panel. And every time he responded, his default was negative. His default was always negative. His default was always negative. He kept on defaulting to the worst behaviors from young black men, which is They be in the strip club. They drinking and smoke. They be drinking and they be smoking, talking self. If you on the internet sending peen pics, talk. That's how he kept on defaulting to that type of language. Every time he got pushed back, even from the ladies. Huh? Wow. So we just have a bunch of systems trying to rip black people apart between feminism, between classism, right? And so you just gonna have these little enclaves of 2 and 3 black people here, and then 2 and 3 black people over there, and then 2 3 black people over there. Easy for your enemies to just pick off. Because the black people with a couple of dollars really think they could defend themselves. I think Kanye got an answer for that. Oops. I think you're watching Diddy have an answer for that. Yikes. I think Oprah got an answer for that. Oh, and Bill Cosby. Huh? I think Wesley got an answer for that. Oh, I think Dave Chappelle had an answer for that. Out. All of you black people with a couple of dollars who think you can save yourselves when them people come for you. Yeah, that's it. Right? Thank you, Saint Cyr. Saint Cyr says, raise your hand if you never sent um an unsolicited eggplant picture. I never sent an eggplant picture, period. This is some weirdo stuff. This is some really weirdo stuff, but they can't help it because they're trying to defend an idea, a feeling, really. And I get it. Y'all are dads to daughters, right? And you're a little princess, and you're raising a little sociopathic princess, a little princess that lack any empathy for black people, black men in specific. Huh? Tell your daughter to end up with the white dude. Huh? I knew what I said when that was last year when I made that post. Shout out to Compassionate for clipping it out. I knew what I said when I was speaking to these daughter daddies. Huh? Y'all raising these little mean, snarky, sociopathic, lacking empathy ass little girls into women. And then you wonder why you got an Ebony K. Williams on your goddamn hands. Ooh, Z. Ooh, 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 Z. I ain't gonna say she's all the way sociopathic. I ain't gonna say that about Ebony. I ain't gonna say that. I'm not. Huh? You wonder why you got a Kim Foster on your hands. Ah, ooh, Z. Ooh, ooh, Z. Ooh. Remember, Kim Foster was the one that said she put her homegirls in front of her man 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10. She said it. Huh? She said she's putting the sisterhood over her man, and her man just gonna have to deal with that. She said it. Huh? So as I said, have fun watching your daughter struggle. So I also want to shout out Anton for knowing to get out of the way of his future son-in-law. So from my understanding, his daughter's still a minor, 16, whatever. But speaking hypothetically, and he was saying like, his daughter will have essentially a safety net in him. But no, I need you to go out there, and I need essentially what his wife did with him. I need you to be all in. I need you to be all in with your future man, with your husband. Shout out to Anton. I disagree with this brother on a lot, especially politically. But on this one, he's 100% right. On this one, he is 100% right. Right? You daughter daddies raising these little mean, snarky a-holes, and they know they always got a safety with you. So she never actually has to be, not an asshole to her boyfriend and her husband and her fiance. Huh? But she know daddy's gonna come and save her. Shout out to Anton. Exactly. These women that don't be all in, they're not really invested, they're a-holes. They want to be kept. And then daddy over here said, yeah, man, if this man, if he got you lifting a pinky finger, he ain't the right one. Which is okay. I want to be very clear. This is okay. This is perfectly okay. This is why all of y'all daughters are single as hell. This is okay. Huh? Anybody want to tell me what's going on with Regine right now? Ooh, ooh, Z, ooh, 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 ooh. Z, you talking about Wayne's daughter? I'm not saying she ain't a-hole. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But, huh? Huh? How's Aoki Lee going? Ooh, ooh, goddamn Z, ooh, 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 Z, ooh, huh? Dre daughter, yikes. Oh, you mean the one sleeping in the car, Z? Not the one sleeping in the car, huh? Lawrence Fishburne daughter, ooh, goddamn Z, stop it, Z, stop, huh? Y'all raising these little spoiled brats, I'm telling you. And Dre wasn't even in her life like that, but still, huh? Y'all raising these little spoiled a-hole brats, particularly in the black community. Y'all spoiled them rotten. They become quote unquote adults. And then now your spoiled ass daughter, you wonder why can't she end up with anybody? You raised a spoiled, mean, condescending, rude, anti-black, sociopathic brat. That's why. Send her to the white dudes. She keep on trying to swipe her card with black men. Access denied. Huh? So shout out to Anton for saying that. Shout out to, and this is the title of today's stream. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. This is the title of today's stream. Anton said it. He said it what on the 22-minute and 40-second mark. Y'all are all out of touch. He said to the panel. He didn't emphasize the point, Mr. Z's about to, but shout out to Anton. Y'all are all out of touch. These people are out of Mr. Z been saying it. Y'all weirdo outliers are doing way too much talking. Y'all are doing, and this brother was one of them. If somebody could give me his name, because I want to make sure, out of respect, to actually say his actual name. The brother with the dreads, he was the one who put the comment up, and everybody's been arguing about it or debating about it for the past couple days. Outliers are doing way too much talking. Absolutely way too much talking. Shout out to Anton for saying it. Y'all are out of touch. Y'all are out of touch. Median household income is somewhere between $75,000 and $80,000 a year. I think most recent numbers I saw, it maybe wasn't 40% anymore, and it's a third. But let's say anywhere between 33% and 40% of Americans can't afford a $400 emergency. Something like 60% of Americans can't afford a $1,000 emergency. The majority of men, right, never hit over $65,000 a year in their lifetime. 70% of men never hit $100,000 in their lifetime. And that's in America. We already know something like let's say $9,000 is the average income around the planet. Something like that. $9,000 a year. Y'all are raising little spoiled brat women, little spoiled brat little girls in this environment. And then got the nerve to say, well, these men did, see, I did 2 and 3 jobs and I did this and I did that. Nobody cared nothing about that. Tell your daughter to go get it from the white man. You better hope for God that she end up with a brother when she's in university or college, and one of these entertainers. You better hope she's cute enough that she can hurry up, marry him, get the 2, 3 kids, and then divorce him, because we know that's what's going to happen. Huh? Because we know that's what's going to happen. Your little spoiled brat can't be with somebody that long. Not for decades, not until death. She ain't built for the ups and downs. You didn't raise her to be. You raised a little spoiled brat a-hole to cut and run the second anything gets difficult. Because she can always rely on you. What about when you're not here? Ooh, what about when you pass? Yikes. Huh? Huh? So I did see the clip from Coach Greg Adams speaking about the women struggling, the college grads struggling. I will be reviewing that. I will be reviewing that. Stay tuned. Anton said these people are out of touch. Right? Average household price right now is some 400 and some odd thousand. It fluctuates between, let's say, 415 to something like 450 right now. It's fluctuating between that right now. Meanwhile, once again, median household income is between $75,000 and $80,000 a year. 2/3 of men never make more than $65,000 in their life, something like that, right? Some 20% of Americans make 20 or less. I'm not saying that if you are a brother making a quarter mil, half a million, that you need to send your daughter out there to the trailer park or to the gutter to go end up dating and being the baby mama to some brother that could barely wipe his rear end. That is not what Mr. Z is saying. What I am saying is, when y'all raising these little psychopathic, mean opportunists, right? And y'all overemphasize this income and class thing, and most importantly, this idea that your little princess shouldn't ever have to lift a finger. Huh? Don't say anything when your little princess is all in her late 30s, single as hell. Don't come on, I guess the future version of Oprah, whoever it's going to be. Don't come on social media. Don't write articles about how these men are not stepping up. We're not stepping up for your a-hole daughter, that's for sure. That little spoiled brat that you raised, absolutely not. Huh? As I said, shout out to that brother off of Lapeef's channel who said it. Shout out to him. Yeah, let's make polygamy. If all of these women are saying millionaires and billionaires are nothing else, as y'all see, I clipped the old clip of Kevin Samuels. I'm gonna do a whole stream about that within itself. 22-year-old who pretty much said, "Who wants to be with average anyway?" You gotta love it. 22-year-old college grad, practically just graduated college yesterday, who said, "Who wants to be with average anyway?" And this is the mindset right here. Average women, once again, who don't want to be with average men. And it was one thing if these women just didn't want to be with average men. No, they have contempt for average men. It's insulting to tell them that be with average men. Women who are average or below average. Shout out to Chrissy. I need to put that in the description box also. I tell what she said, average and below average looking black women that if you can't date hypergamously, then it's better to be alone. And I don't care. Huh? Oh, Saint Cyr says the future version of Oprah will be Clark. Clark looked like she built for it too. She looked like she built for it. It's going to be fascinating watching these women in the future, right? Try to grapple with these men aren't on our level, and the men that are on our level or above, they're not marrying us or ending up with us. TYT, about a decade ago at this point, the Young Turks, they Atticus Sparian and what's the name of the dude? I forgot his name. They covered this about a decade ago. Millionaire men said they were millionaire men. I didn't say millionaire black men. Millionaire men. Only 17 or so percent of them said they want to be. They're dead set on ending up with a millionaire woman, and it was flipped the other way for the women. For the women, it was 87% of them said, "Yeah, millionaire man or nothing." Something like that, right? Mr. Z percentage might be off here or there a little bit. Now you better believe that Anna and the white dude, they had to flip it on its head. They had to flip the perspective because feminism. They had to get real close to the line of these men are just insecure talk. No, these men don't want, or they just want to control. They want women they can control. And what if they do? Ooh, goddamn Z. Ooh, Z. You see, here's the important part that y'all don't want to factor in. The women that said that only about 87% of them, we talk about the millionaires, right? 87% of them need to be with a millionaire. They can't, they're saying the same thing. Wait a minute, Z. Yeah, the hypergamy part. The women are saying this. The millionaire women are saying the same thing those millionaire men are saying. Y'all just didn't really get into that. The millionaire women are saying, I can't respect a man that earns less than me. That's what they're saying. I can't respect a man that's worth less than me. That's what they're saying. I can't respect a man that doesn't have the same status or above as I do. Y'all refuse to analyze that part, though. Uh-oh. And yes, this is all tying in. Because the way this man is raising his daughter, which I am not a father, I'm not going to tell him how to raise his daughter. And even if I was a father, I wouldn't ever try to tell another man how to raise his daughter. What I am saying is this has real life social ramifications, right? This has real life social and political and economic ramifications. This is why so many of your daughters, your quote unquote highly educated daughters, your quote unquote highly accomplished daughters, are crying themselves. Kim Foster, this is why they're crying themselves to sleep. This is why they're crying in their cars. The single cat ladies, this is why they're single cat ladies. Because mommy and daddy raised her to be a little insufferable a-hole, a little sociopathic a-hole, a little anti-man, anti-black man, and specific a-hole. Mr. Z, you already said the word earlier. Why don't you just say it now? Asshole. Y'all notice Mr. Z don't say the B word? No need. Call them what they are. They're not bees. They're assholes. Men could deal with some bees. Some yitches. Men could deal with some yitches. Assholes, what am I, gay? Why would I want to be hit with aggressive male energy? I thought I was with a woman. Ooh, goddamn, Z. Huh? So y'all are raising these and by the way, this is regardless of whether your daughter earns good money or not. Oh, what you thought? You thought Mr. Z was just talking about your daughters that y'all are raising to be kept? No, I'm speaking about even your daughters that make good money, that are highly educated. They're out here single and miserable, pretending like they're not also. Uh-oh. Shout out to Trail. Trail says the tierism. And that's all it is. They're recording themselves in their cars crying. And then think of this. Shout out to Indigo Flow Plus. We spoke about this. Think about what it takes to post a video. You record yourself crying. You put the caption. You press edit. You post it and put the title. You watch it climb up in views and comments, etc., etc. Think of what it takes. Y'all don't see that as them begging? You don't think they're trying to get sympathy points from other women and namely men? So one of these dudes could be like, I'll save you. Da, 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 da. Wait, Z, some of these women got money. I said what I said. I'll save you. Da, 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 da. Oh, yeah, KMS, don't forget adding the music. Exactly. Exactly. Adding the music to the video. Huh? And we'll pause right here. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And thank you for the super chat. And no placeholder says, Kendra G, 50 years old. My daddy does that for me. Bro, I've met 43-year-olds who dad was still paying car insurance for them, right? Woman got 4 kids, dad still paying car insurance. Divorced and all. Huh? Oh, you better believe it. Parents still paying cell phone bills. All in their 30s and 40s, parents still paying cell phone bills. Shout out to Mr. Z and the stint I did working in offices. This applies to some men also, mainly white and non-black men. Black men, I'm telling you right now, we out here in the wilderness because these other people outside of some of you brothers who, y'all are doing, your parents are doing well financially and they look out here and there. But for the average black man, man, when I tell y'all we out here in the wilderness, everybody else is being subsidized. Everyone else is being subsidized. The Asians, the Latinos, some of the Latinos, black women. You meeting these people, they got their own apartment. Yes, they got their own apartment because dad or mom or someone, aunt, uncle, grandma is paying the damn car note. So they got a free 400 and 500 and 600 and $700, right? Yeah. And Mr. Z is not even telling these people not to do this for their children, namely their daughters. But understand when you're doing this, what you're allowing for your daughter to be like and act like to the opposite sex. Huh? Understand what you're doing. You're subsidizing her bad behavior to the opposite sex. Your daughter hasn't made you a father-in-law and maybe even a grandfather because you're subsidizing her bad behavior. And in a way, you're encouraging her bad behavior. Thank you. And cynical optimist says those daughters can be quote unquote highly educated and have zero social skills slash soft skills. They're essentially spoiled brats. That's why I keep on calling them spoiled brats. Exactly. Right. Exactly. So Kendra G saying that once again, and shout out to no placeholder. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And once again, no placeholder says Kendra G, 50-year-old. My daddy does that for me, bro. And yes, when you have a child, that's your child forever, no matter what age. Yes, understandable. But once again, y'all are raising these spoiled brat ass daughters in particular because the world is gonna put a foot up them boys' ass, regardless of class level. Huh? Your well-off son go coming out the bar, coming out the club, talk to the wrong man the wrong way, he will be laid out. There ain't no class to that. Your daughters, on the other hand, how they show you that you ain't raised them right when concerning this, concerning just this, is the year after year after year after year she's single or she's just out here. The year after year after year after year, she never make you a grandfather. She never makes you a father-in-law. Huh? Y'all are raising little spoiled brats, little sociopaths, girls that physically on the outside are women, but they're little spoiled brat 12-year-olds on the inside. Huh? Y'all are raising them. And shout out once again, Anton said it correctly. Y'all are so out of touch. Oh my God. The people giving this weirdo advice are so out of touch. The people recording themselves. And of course, your average black woman is clapping it up because she want to be subsidized. Of course, she's agreeing. Oh, you right. You raise your daughter right. Don't be taking nothing from these men if they're not paying for this. Huh? And if a real man don't care what, he gonna take on 4 or 5 jobs and he gonna translation. A real man will work himself to death, die early, just to make sure his woman never lift a finger. Huh? Shout out to whoever posted that on Twitter years ago. What happened to the days when men would work and then die and leave you to life? Work, die early, and then leave you to life insurance money. That's why Mr. Z said y'all raising spoiled brats. Look at what a black woman, by the way, what a black woman posted on Twitter years ago. Shout out to Dr. T. Hassan Johnson. Dr. T. Hassan Johnson know what I'm talking about. Look what a black woman posted on Twitter years ago. That's why I said y'all raising little sociopaths. Huh? That's why y'all are raising these little sociopaths. These little sociopaths you're raising, all in their late 20s, no man, or at least not married. 30s, same thing. Early 40s, in case of emergency, break glass. They end up with a dude. They quote unquote get married to him, have a kid or two, and then divorce. Can you more anyone? Goddamn Z. Ooh, goddamn. Ooh, Z. Ooh. Not the model. Huh? Not Miss America, Z. Huh? Because they think they doing something slick. Well, I had my kids end wedlock. Ma'am, you were married for half a second. You were married for half a ma'am, you were married just long enough to drop that baby, ma'am. Y'all are raising these insufferable ass women, you daddy daughters. Or you daughter daddies, better yet. These white dudes pipe and then toss, because they can't deal with it neither. That's why I told you to send them over there. If you think it's just black men, young black men, send them to the white dudes then. Send them to the Latinos. Even your super attractive daughters, send them over there. Huh? These little spoiled brats y'all raising. Because y'all are out of touch. And Vince is, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Vince is, they nose blind to how asymmetrical they sound. They So we're talking about people who Anton said it right. They're just out of touch. They're just out of and as I said, the brother kept on defaulting to the worst. Like dude sounded racist almost, kind of, sort of, really. But he kept on going to like this weirdo stuff of like where they out here they out here smoking and drinking and right buying all these clothes and what? He didn't say buying all these clothes. He didn't say that, but still, right? If you sending peen pics on the internet, if you're on the internet sending peen pics, bro, do you hear how you sound? And these are the people that like they're they might have aged out the game and say they don't really appreciate. Yeah, we're not doing the Jordans and Weave criticism anymore. We have the studies, we have the data. That's not why black people are broke. Like the brother clearly is an Xer. Oh, he an Xer like a mug. But he one of those Xers that doesn't realize, yeah, we're not saying that anymore because number one, it's factually inaccurate. Number two, we have the data to show it. Number three, believe it or not, black people in large respect have better savings rate than white folks. Black people don't got no money because black people don't got no money. You know, anti-blackness, racism, white supremacy, and all that other good stuff. Huh? So they still always go back to some type of weirdo. Well, you know what the problem with black people is? Mr. Z has already informed y'all. Ain't nothing drives Z more bonkers than when you get into these conversations and you hear they can't help it. It's coming. You know it's coming. You know the problem with black people is they're spending their money on these rims and these Jordans and Weave and stuff like that. And they out here and they yawn. And we need financial literacy. That's the problem. We like financial literacy. Right? They can't help it. It sounds cathartic to them. I said sound cathartic. I said it the wrong way. It feels cathartic to them to say the same thing over and over. The real issue is, you know what the real issue is? You know, these young black men, you know, they like fathers in the house, which is true. And because they're like fathers in the house, they don't really know how to be real men. That's the problem. They don't know how to be real men because what are you saying? Real men pay for everything and don't say nothing and don't care about hearing thank you and don't care about no gratitude and they'll just work until they die. That's what y'all are really saying. Hysterical, Trail says, so I can't put fur on my steering wheel? Hysterical. Trail says, old X ass. Trail, you an Xer. But Trail, you definitely have the pass to be one of the brothers that sound like this, quite frankly. That sound exactly like this. It's fascinating listening to brothers like Art or brothers like Trail who got the pass to sound like this, but they don't. Brothers like AO who have the pass to sound like this, but they don't. Brothers like Black Uru as a boomer who has the pass to sound like this worse, to be frank, but doesn't. And these are all successful men in their own right. It's insanity to me to think, okay, fine, I made it. Yeah, okay, cool, you made it. You're making good money and you're raising a family, right? And you're successful and you're putting your children in the best position possible for their future. That's great for you. Maybe great if you have a son for his children in the future and his wife in the future who's going to get to eat off of that. And for your daughter, her children, your grandchildren in the future, who's going to get to eat off of that. But what that means for the masses of us black people, especially if you're raising your son and your daughter to be little sociopathic, anti-black, hiding behind classism, which is an issue within itself. What does that mean for the rest of us if now white folks could hide their racism behind your children's classism? Ooh, damn, Z. Uh-oh. Fine. You have successful kids, and your successful kids act as the shield for racist corporate folks. Goddamn, Z. Huh? Great. Your kids are successful, and now the racist corporate overlords, the racist feminists, the racist politicians get to hide behind your children's classism. Huh? And Shaku says, mating and marriage is a competition. Unproductive men aren't meant to marry or reproduce. I agree with that, actually. Where's the bar, though? And what's the definition of unproductive? What do you mean by unproductive? Number one. Number two, are you ready to see your cities burn? And are you ready to have your head on a pike? All that sound nice, Chuck. It sound nice. We all think we're going to be on the winning side. Are you ready to have your head on a pike? Because I don't speak like I think I'm the exception to the rule. I don't speak like if I made it and I'll fashion the world to work for me and I blocked other men out of reproducing and I told them, get it how you live. And what about getting it how they live is putting my head on a pike? I don't think I'm above it. I don't know about you, Chuck. I don't think I'm above it. All that sound nice. You poor men shouldn't be getting them either. Anyway, stop talking. Yeah, that sound nice. Everybody know how to fight. Everybody got straps on them. That's cool. Everybody, what Mike Tyson said, everybody got a plan to get punched in the face. Chuck, I don't know about you. Mr. Z, no, he ain't bulletproof. I know I'm not. Huh? It sound nice. Huh? I'm pretty sure Anastasia's father thought he was good in Russia too. I bet you he thought he was good during the Russian Revolution. And all of them got murked in a goddamn cellar, practically. Sound nice. I'm pretty sure and Marie Antoinette and them thought they was good too. Heads on the other side of a guillotine. Huh? All that sound nice. There's a whole lot of Japanese leaders from yesteryear who thought they were good. Spirit to the heart. Right? Arrow to the heart. There's British aristocrats who thought they were bulletproof too. Well, they were at the time. They didn't have no guns, but who thought they were bulletproof too? Yeah, arrow to the heart. Sound nice. I don't know about you, Chuck. I don't think I'm above it. Right? It's cool to be at a financial level and to condescend and talk down to other men, which you need to do. That sound nice. But what about if what they need to do is knock your block off? What about if it's that? Now what? Huh? What about if what they need to do is pack you up and move you out the way so they can fashion the world in a way that they feel is more equitable? What about that? I'm not about telling other people, get it how you live. I don't know about everybody else. Right? You want to see a revolution pop up real quick? Tell people, yeah, this is how the game is. It's rigged against you, and get it how you live. Right? Mr. Z don't think he's above it. I don't think I'm above reproach. I don't think I am above getting my block knocked off. I know I'm not bulletproof. Right? It's a real question. You could be as strong as you want to be. That strong stuff matter. Maybe 1 against 2, 1 against 3. Maybe once you start working on 4 or 5 dudes trying to whip your ass, it's over. It's done. I don't care how great of a fighter you are. Okay, fine. You take down 2. Okay, you're an exceptional fighter. You take down 3. You're gonna take down that 6 or 7. But you're gonna outrun them, right? KMS, this is a genius comment. This is a genius comment. And KMS says, do you want to live in a society where you can be comfortable at 80K or 500K with armed security? Right. And yeah, Chucku. And Chuck says, in nature, the male animal that aren't good at hunting or controlling territory don't reproduce. We are animals. You didn't mention the violent part, though. And you didn't mention that human beings are the pinnacle of animals because we're smarter. You know what that smarter means? You got all the women, Mr. Z and the rest of us don't got no women, and we murk your ass. That's what it means. Right? That's what it means. We got to be honest about the world we live in. That's not all that jungle rules sound nice, and the other part of the jungle is violence. That's the other part of the jungle rules, violence. Go ask the lion that just lost his whole goddamn pride. Go ask that lion. Violence. That's why they said you die by the gun, right? Violence is the other part of that. The rules of the jungle, right? Human beings live in a concrete jungle. The other part of that, even for the quote unquote winners, is violence. It's a bunch of people feeling like, you know what, the game feels a little too rigged against me. I don't like this, right? Huh. Something to think about, right? And Vince, you're right. That it does sound asymmetrical. They're not thinking. It sounds nice, lecturing down to men. It's and to all the elders, y'all raising these daughters to be little means. Look, Mr. Z already told y'all about a young lady I used to date. Father does really well financial. She's still out. Mr. Z excuse me. Mr. Z is in his late 30s. This young lady is in her late 30s. No man, no children. Okay, looking enough, and Haitian. Why is she still single? Z delusional. When it comes to money and status, delusional, and she doesn't appreciate how rare of an upbringing she had. She just doesn't know. She doesn't understand money. Trust Z had conversations with her about this. She don't get it. Yes, this is the one I told y'all about that years ago when I told her, yeah, I think the median household income at the time was like 63,000, and she's like, no wonder. When I was looking for jobs and I was telling them I wanted to walk in the door at $80,000, all these employers were looking at me crazy. She said that. Yes, because you are delusional. Huh? Your career field did not demand that, especially not walking in the door. And you're not lettered in that way. You're not an attorney or a doctor. And even attorneys, most of them are not walking in the door at 80K. Most of them are not walking in the door at 80K. Especially if you live in a state with too many attorneys, they cranking them out. Florida happened to be one of these states. You're not walking in the door at no 80 unless you're working for one of these big ass firms and then get ready to work 60, 70 hours a week. That's how you'll be able to touch 100K walking in the door practically. She just didn't know. But she had these standards. And that was years ago at this point. But last time I checked, she was still single, of course. Right? And once again, Vince, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And KMS says, I challenge the high earning daddy daughters to ask themselves this question: can the daughter you're raising meet, vet, secure, and maintain a long-term relationship with a man like you? That's a good question. I would add a caveat to that. Sometimes the answer would be yes. The problem is there's not enough of those men for the women that want them. There are dudes out there who pay for peace, right? You're paying for peace. You just gonna stuff pause. You're gonna stuff money in your girlfriend or your wife's mouth anytime there's any issue because you got it like that, and you paying for peace. You paying for peace of you paying for a piece of the vagina, but you also paying just for peace. There are guys that got it like that, and they'll pay, but most men don't. The vast majority of men don't, and way more women want a man like that than there are men to go around who can do it. So his answer might be yes. The next part of that question is your daughter able or capable of outcompeting all the women, both in her class and out of her class, who want that man? Thank you, Trill. Paying for peace and peace. And Trill says, paying for peace, PEACE, and peace, PIECE. Right? Exactly. Shout out to Trill. Shelby softening Mr. Z's rough edges when I can't fully get the comment out. Right? So I would say that, KMS. I think some of these men, they're capable of doing it, and that's what they do. They just paid to get these women to shut the hell up. What movie was that with Leonardo DiCaprio and Margot Robbie? Which was that though? That was in the Wolf of Wall Street one, right? It was another one of those Wall Street movies. Remember, he cheated on his wife with her. Should have stayed with the first wife. Cheated on his wife with her, and she stayed around. And every time she flexed one muscle, he just more money on her, right? But then when he started being investigated and the whole business and whatever started to kind of go under, she left. Remember? And when they were the last time they made love, after he was done, she said she was done. And when he was fussing around, she said, "You know what this is? Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love it." I'm paraphrasing, but she said, "You see, you know what this is." In other words, I came in the door for the money, and I'm leaving for the money. Anyone that watched that movie tells Z he's wrong. She said, "You know what this is." In other words, he was paying for the piece, both pieces. And low volume L says Wolf of Wall Street. Thank you. Right? Huh. Oh, I agree with that, actually. And Chuck says, if you were raising daughters, then you wouldn't see this the same way. I guarantee it, Z. This is a class issue. There's nothing to be gained by marrying a daughter off to an unproductive man. Once again, the question is, what do you define as productive? Right? What do you define as productive? And we're not talking about marrying your daughter off to an unproductive man. But let's be very clear. Much of Black America with these quote unquote highfalutin daughters are raising little Ebony K. Williams. I think she's the perfect person and perfect name to bring up right now. They're raising little Ebony K. Williams, right? That's the issue. They're raising little Ebony K. Williams. It sounds nice. Now, does your daughter have the type of money to go get in vitro and whatever? And probably not. So she'll sperm jack a man, but the end result will still be the same. They're raising little Kim Fosters, huh? Look at Oprah. Them well, Oprah's a little different, but still, that's what Black America's raising. Much of America, the whole West. Let's call this thing a thing. So cool. You're raising your daughter not to be with an unproductive man. First, once again, what do you mean by unproductive? And then you raise a little Ebony K. Williams, a little Kim Foster. Now Kim Foster got a dude. Z, leave it alone. Leave it alone. I don't like men's no more. Anyway, leave it alone, Z. Huh? Fine. You're right about class. You are correct about class. Here's the issue, though. The men and the women that, particularly in the black community, that are part of this kind of upper middle class or trending to upper middle class, solidly middle, kind of towards the top part of solidly middle, trending to upper middle class. That's how they were raised. Understandable. The men will occasionally marry down, right? What does that mean for the women in that class? Those girls that become women, what does that mean for them? Because those men will marry out and they will marry down. Huh? Now what? I think Ebony K. Williams is the perfect person to bring up for this. Huh? Look at that whole panel on what's it called? Madame Noir. Ebony K. Williams, what was the other one? L'Oreal, Melissa Ford. Y'all give Z 1 second, y'all talk amongst yourselves. And we're back. Reckless stream. Right. I realized LAR was in here. And LAR says the problem of raising unproductive daughters is rampant. That's why they're arrogant beggars. That's it right there. LAR. So I was looking for the term earlier. So shout out to all of us that saw Mr. Z struggling for the term. That's it. Put it in the book. LAR just gave us the term. Arrogant beggars. That's the term I was looking for. Thank you, LAR. That's the term. Because I was trying to come up with this kind of like, well, like you said, arrogant beggars. I kept on saying swaggy beggars or like, I was trying to say that. That's what it is. Arrogant beggars. Whether she got it or not, she's looking for you to have it so she can live off of you. But she's doing it in the most aggressive, mean, snarky, insulting way humanly possible. Arrogant beggar. That's it, right? I'm gonna do a whole stream on that. Thank you, LAR. There you go. I'm gonna do a whole stream on it. I was looking for the term. There we go, right there. Put it in the book. Arrogant beggars. Exactly. Once again, this is regardless of if she have it herself or not. She's looking for you to have it, so she can live off of you, or so that could do the quote unquote power couple thing. Arrogant beggars. That's it, right? That's the term. That's it right there. Right? Oh man. And all the clips you see in my description box, that's what it is. Arrogant beggars. Shout out to that 22-year-old that Kevin interviewed years and years ago. Who wants to be with average anyway? Arrogant beggar. Shout out to the light-skinned young lady who said, what did she say? If you earn 50, you shouldn't be dating. Arrogant beggar. They like to try to make it like it's standards. Okay, yeah, that's it. Huh? No, these are my standards. You're an arrogant beggar, man. Shout out to Ebony K. Williams. But she got her own money, Z. What that mean? Huh? What was also interesting, and I don't think this is something I think I gotta focus on a little bit, emphasize a little bit. Notice when Anton said, "What's your shut the hell up fee?" Essentially, is what he asked. What is the number where you will shut the hell up and let this man lead? You won't bother him. And it was because, see, if you're really about it, it wouldn't be a number. You're going to be popping off no matter what. I don't think it's smart or healthy, but there wouldn't be a number. Oh, no man gonna ever shut me up. I ain't never getting no man's player. Right? But the young lady said 950,000. At 950, she'll shut the hell up. If he earns 950,000, which means you know how to do it, you just won't. And that was such a missed opportunity from Anton to say it. I want to be very clear. Black women can behave, everyone. White women can behave. They think, and that's what the young lady was saying. I gotta actually post the other video of the young lady that Kevin interviewed years ago. The one that said, we don't have to. We don't need y'all anymore. We don't have to. And that's when Kevin said, "Hey, clip it." Right? Kevin knew he had goal with that when she said it. She wasn't disciplined enough not to say it. All of these women think that. It's not that they don't know how to be kind or nice. They just don't think you deserve it. They just don't want to do it. Once again, negative liberty. They don't think you deserve it and they don't want to do it. Right? So y'all give Z 1 second and y'all talk amongst yourselves. Regular streams, And we're back. You know what's embarrassing? Shout out to all of us blue collar workers. You ever try to use a machine or something and it don't work? It's not that you pressed the wrong button, it just didn't work. And then somebody try it and it does work. And you're like, God damn it. It's good when it happens in front of other people because they're like, okay, it wasn't him. Right? It's not operational error or whatever you call it when it's actually the person, right? But when it doesn't happen in front of everyone and then it works in front of everyone, it's like, oh, it's just you. It happens. It happens. Right? Are you sure it's not just you, Z? Right? And we're back. Right? So yeah, no, KMS, this damn, thank you, LAR, for the title. That, yeah. Aggressive beggars. Right? Operator error, exactly, low volume L. Operator error is the worst. But I mean, like I said, if it happen, if the issue happens in front of everyone, then they realize, okay, yeah, it's not Z, it's not you, right? Yeah, something's going on, and then it works. It's like, okay, well, something's going on with this. It doesn't work when it doesn't want to work, and then it works when it wants to work. But when it doesn't work just with you, and then somebody else tries it and it works, like, goddamn, now it's operator error for real. Embarrassing, right? Trail call it those ID 10T errors, identity errors. I see you, Trail. Right, and once again, KMS, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Right, and no one says, and thank you for the super chat. Side note: just walk in the grocery store and saw a BW wearing a shirt with the words "off man," off men. Wow. Yep. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. I mean, it's okay for black women in particular, but women to be, as offensive as humanly possible and to, just say these type of things about men. Um, you know what? I actually like advocating for deletion or borderline genocide of men. Um, I think it's okay. I think when these women, because some of these women are same sex loving, so they don't even care, right? But when these women end up, single, alone, and childless, single cat lady, shout out to Kim Foster, um, or they do have their child, but then they're just cat ladies with the child, um, okay then. And people like us can be like, well, I mean, this is how these women were speaking for the past few decades. How did we expect her to end up with a man? Excuse me, look at what she thinks about, right? How do we expect her to end up with a man? Look at what she thinks about men. And that's the part that's really interesting is these women think so negatively about men and then can't keep one. Notice I didn't say get one here because men will pipe and men will pretend so they can pipe. Now, can you keep him around? Worse yet, do you even want him around? Because that's what a lot of the women will be on, right? I don't even want him around. Yeah. That's a weak ass way of saying you can't keep him around, but I'll entertain it. Right? Oh boy. Right? Oh boy. Cheryl said scissor sisters. Right? Oh, idiot. Okay. Okay. I said identity. What is Mr. Z saying? Right? That's hysterical. That's even funnier than what I thought earlier. Those are ID 10T errors. Idiot errors. Mr. Z, you make yourself look too smart by mispronouncing that earlier, or misreading it, better yet. Right? Oh boy. Made it worse. So it really looked like an idiot error. Right. Oh crap, he's going the other way. All right, y'all give me a second. Oh no, he's doing something else. All right. Right. So yeah, everyone. I covered this today to emphasize the title really. We got into the raising of girls in a roundabout way, but it's really the title. How out of touch these people are. I keep on going harping on this outlier speaking, but outliers not speaking from the angle of realizing they're outliers, right? Outliers speaking in a way that they don't appreciate that they're outliers. Maybe they realize that they're outliers, but they don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate how rare they are and the perspective they're coming from. How will that work for the masses? It sounds nice on a bumper sticker. It sounds nice or it reads nice, right? In on Twitter or on an Instagram caption. That sound nice. What you're saying sound nice on a Twitter caption or a TikTok caption. That sound nice as a YouTube title, right? For a short or a video. That sound nice, right? How is that going to work for the masses? It won't. That's the catch. It won't. And I would argue that's what we have a lot of. It's a lot of that going on. The brother said this, and maybe that applies to him. Fine. He's of that class. His daughter is being raised a particular way, right? Let's give him all the benefit of the doubt. He's raising her to be appealing to the men of her class, right? So he's not just telling her what he put in the comment, but he is raising her to be appealing to the men of her class. And in the future, we will see her married to, shout out to Eddie Murphy and to Martin Lawrence. Their children are dating. Their children been dating. And so if this brother is raising his daughter to kind of be in that situation, great, right? But if not, well, I guess you're raising an Ebony K. Williams then. Thank you, Trill. It fails at scale. It fails at scale. That's actually a great comment, by the way. And it rhymes. It fails at scale. And Calvin says we have a lot of those of the women of Spelman college class, and a part of me, Mr. Z can't help it, bleeding heart liberal here. It's kind of sad because none of y'all are raising these women to play their role in a relationship. If you earn a significant amount more than the men, now what? Huh? If you earn a significant amount more than your average man, now what? Can all of you practice hypergamy? Fine. Can all of you be quote unquote equally yoked? Right? Huh? And so these outliers are doing way too much talking. Shout out to Anton for saying it. Y'all are out of touch. And it's one thing to be out of touch. It's a whole thing to be out of touch and then have a platform to talk. Oh my God. You got a platform and you talking like this? And the masses of women, namely black women, clapping it up for you? That's why y'all hear Mr. Z keep on saying, all right, how's that supposed to work for you? How's that supposed to work for the masses of black women? Right? How's that supposed to work for the masses of black women? Huh? And it's not. That's the catch. It's not. It's not supposed to work, and it won't. We're watching it. We're watching it with Xers. We're watching it with millennials. We're watching it with Zs. I give boomers a bit of a pass because of when they were born. We're watching it fail. You're raising your daughters to be insanely aspirational. There's nothing wrong with being aspirational, but insanely aspirational, delusional, sociopathic, right? Opportunist in context of being black in America. How in the hell is that supposed to work, even for your own daughter, but let alone the masses of black women? Huh? Fine, your daughter grew up in a solidly middle class, trending to upper middle class family. You made you were white collar, you made a good 120 at max in your life, and your wife earned 80. Your wife earned 70. Cool. You got two girls, you raised them like that. Cool. And you have two grown ass daughters, and neither one of them could get married, and they 38, 40, 42. What do you think that is? Shout out to you as a 67-year-old. Why do you think your daughters can't get married? Why do you think your daughters sound like Fannie Willis? Goddamn Z, ooh, goddamn, ooh, 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 ooh. Huh? Why do your daughters sound like Kim Foster? Huh? Why do your daughters sound like Chrissy? Huh? And Mr. Shook to you says, Z, you have to understand that mom's word is law when it comes to black women. They will still take their advice even when proven it doesn't work time and time again. Well, then deal with the failure, right? Deal with the failure. DOA, dead on arrival. I see you, Trill. And Trill says delusional, opportunistic, aspirations. DOA. If you got that, you just dead on arrival. That's good, right? That's good, Trill. That's good. Delusional, opportunistic, aspirations. And I'm not about black people not aspiring. Like, you always got to put that out there, but somebody will be like, oh, well, Mr. Z is a naysayer. Debbie Downer over here. Mr. Z, oh, Debbie Downer over here. That's not what Mr. Z is saying. And this is why women are encouraged not to build with a man. Shout out to Anton who said it. I graduated high school damn near making 120 and then lost it all. My wife was willing to give her check over to me, right? And he said it. He wants his daughter to go all in. The other brother from Mississippi, he said it. Y'all, women are stronger than y'all think. And the other, like, well, why should they have to be? That's not the point. Secondly, where do y'all get off? Where does anyone get off? Speaking about women, like they should never ever have to go through any strife, ever. They shouldn't have to lift a finger ever. They shouldn't have to flex a muscle ever. Never have to experience none of the rigors in life. It is a man's job to make sure his wife never have to. If your wife has to lift a finger ever in the course of your marriage, ever, you are a failure. What? I'm not saying to have your have your wife out here changing oil and tires and batteries. That's not what Mr. Z is saying. With that, because even Pimp C, I think that was the story of why he wasn't in Big Pimpin' all over the place. He said something like the Benz he had caught a flat, or the Bentley or whatever, and he wasn't just gonna leave his wife out there. And so he had to change it, or I think he had to wait until the tow truck, something like that. And so that's why he didn't get a chance to fly to Miami to be part of the video shoot. If I recall correctly, I think that's what Pimp C said. Rightfully so, good husband. That's not we're not saying that Pimp C should have been like, all right, babe, I'm gonna have a driver come pick me up. You got this? That's not what we're saying. We are saying that there's gonna be struggle and strife, and you're not always gonna be up, and you might go bankrupt. You might lose it all financially. You might lose it all financially. And then what? Huh? And then what? You're raising little opportunistic, can't deal with struggle ass little girls into women. And then got the unmitigated gall to chastise the men when your daughter start approaching her late 20s and ain't nobody really trying to wife her like that. Then you in the barbershop selling men out, particularly black men. Then you on these talk shows selling men out. Shout out to Steve Harvey. It's a man's job to take care of some wife and kids. And yeah, that sound nice. We said no. Especially not for your a-hole daughters. Not for these little opportunistic a-holes. Y'all notice Mr. Z never said nothing about no gold digging, right? Not for these little mercenaries y'all raising. These mercenaries that you're raising, we don't want no parts of it. And that's for the men that can't afford it. Clearly, by the actions of the men that can afford it, they don't want no parts of it either. Huh? No wonder y'all over these talk shows trying to shame men. Shout out to Dr. Richard Reeves. It's a man's job to overproduce. No. I keep on saying it. A bit of it is in spite, to be clear, to be fair, but it's also some analysis in there. Your sons are going to make you feel that. The young men are going to make you feel over-indexing on doing for the women and the girls. Your sons are going to make you feel that. And for the most masses of them, it's not even going to be out of spite. It's because, well, you didn't take care of them the way you did the girls. You didn't grease the skids, giggity. You didn't grease the skids for them the way you did the girls. You told them to get it how they live. Huh? They realize how rigged the game is against them. What do you think? How do you think this was supposed to work out? Huh? Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, I remember. I saw that part too. But I feel like I heard him say his own words too, not no one else's. That something was up with it. The car, a car that he had, like it caught a flat or something like that, right? And Mr. Shukti says Pimp C only featured on Big Pimpin' at the request of Bun B. He only wanted to be in the video to take the opportunity to show off his new Benz. Yeah, I remember that CL 500 in the background. I remember that silver one, right? Huh? One of my mom's neighbor, well, not actually a neighbor, because he lives a block away, right? Had a black one of those. Nice. And then he bought the newer one, well, the generation after that, and he has that on rims. Well, actually, the older one was on rims too. Right. Once again, no one, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. So we have to be honest that this is, y'all are out of touch. Y'all are raising little opportunistic, sociopathic asshole daughters, and then wondering why your daughter isn't married or can't get what? And then make it worse. It's not even like these people have a come to Jesus moment, right? Do some self-reflection, some introspection, and change. Shout out to the young lady that we have our own different type of commentary on the reach back, even if it's intra-racial reach back, not interracial, but intra-racial reach back. But the young lady that said it, that she was part of the panel also with Anton. She had to go through some stuff And if she would have been with her man before she went through some stuff, she probably would have used him. She said it. And she looked like she a single mom and he don't got no kids. I know, I know, I know, I know. That we got our own commentary about that. I know, I know. But she said it. So y'all are bubble wrapping your daughters to go through no strife, be little sociopathic, opportunistic, anti-black man, classist assholes, and then you wonder why your daughter ain't coming home with no man? What? Huh? When she knows she could always fall back on dad, she could be a little mean a-hole, not work out with this dude, not work out with that dude, not work out with this dude, and always fall back on dad? Fannie Willis, anyone? Huh? Thank you. And Vince says she don't respect the toil. These people are raising their daughters not to go. Shout out to Anton, like he said, not to go all in. No pun intended on that one. Not to truly be invested in that relationship, that marriage. And then you wonder why your daughter ended up divorcing her husband within 4 or 5 years because he ain't rich and balling like daddy yet. And he got her out here working. Huh? What? Man, tell your daughters to go end up with the white dude. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. And like I said, the brother kept on defaulting to the worst type of behaviors from some men, some young black men. They out here drinking, smoking. What? They in the strip club, they drinking and smoking. If you're on the internet sending peen pics, what? Is that how you justify your classist anti-black male, even though you're a black man? I said it. That's how you justify that? A handful of brothers that go to the club every weekend and blow stupid money. First of all, where they getting the money from? Secondly, they got it. Third, if they don't got it, you'll know. Blew the whole paycheck at the club to show off for, wait a minute, Z, to show off for your daughter. Uh-oh. You know how you told him he not nothing unless he come in with the check? He can't date your daughter unless he come in with the check? That's him showing off to your daughter, your little psychopathic daughter. Sorry, I keep on saying psychopathic. Your sociopathic daughter? Yeah, that's why he's doing that. And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And KMS says, follow-up question for the high earning daddy daughters. Does your daughter have the mental fortitude to be with a man who can pay for everything? That man doesn't like to hear the word no. Come on now. We know the answer to this. Huh? We know the answer to this. Is Ebony Kill Williams in a relationship right now? Oh, goddamn, Z. Huh? Kim Foster's in a relationship with what type of man? Uh-oh. Shout out to that brother. Huh? Is Amanda Seals in a relationship right now? Oops. Is Dr. Chris Marsh in a relationship right now? Yikes. Huh? Is Dr. Sabrina Springs in a relationship right now? Oh. Is Gail King in a relationship right now? Yikes. Is Claudia Jordan in a relationship right now? Oh. Vivica A. Fox. Oops. Lisa Ray. Ouch. Huh? And remember, I'm not speaking about the women that only come from that class. All these women coming from different classes, different backgrounds. It's the Raji P. Henson in a relationship right now. Oops. Huh? Regina Hall. Ouch. Sanaa Lathan. Oops. Maya. Yikes. Brandy. Ope. Huh? Chili out here paying for white dudes. Oh. T-Bar. Single. Ouch. Huh? Rocky, you ain't ish. Oh, that's hysterical. Because I see it. I see it too. That's the word. Oh, you're the worst, Rocky. Oh, I'm not even gonna highlight it. That's hysterical. Oh, that was funny. That's funny. Wow. Oh, I see it. Oh man, that's funny. That's messed up, by the way. Wow. That's funny. Right? That's hysterical. Right? That's funny. Wow. But to answer your question, KMS, well, I just listed off a bunch of people, and well, huh? I just listed off a bunch of people, huh? Tamar Braxton, yikes, huh? Kenya Moore, ope, huh? All of these women, look at them. Tyra Banks, oops. We could go to women that's not even any type of Black American or whatever. Naomi Campbell, ouch. Janet, yo, huh? Janet Jackson don't even. Come on, man. Well, once again, as KMS says, follow-up question for the high, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe to the super chat. KMS says, follow-up question for the high-earning daddy daughters. Does your daughter have the mental fortitude to be with a man who can pay for everything? That man doesn't like to hear the word no. Chelsea, we could be out here. I could be here all day. I'm only listing the black ones too. I only listed the black ones. I'm not even listing the white and Latina women, and even a couple of Asians. Mindy Kaling, anyone? Ouch. Huh? How you a baby daddy for the white dude? Anyway, you old South Asian. Huh? Y'all are raising these shout out to all, especially for the silent generation. Most of y'all are no longer with us. Y'all raised these extra women, and like the clip said, we saw the shout out to BGS or whoever had the clip. I want to say it was boomer women that were looking at the extra women. They were like, "Yo, these extra women gonna be different." 30 years later, your extra daughters are struggling. Your extra daughters, even the ones with the money, are out here looking like Vivica. Huh? Your extra daughters, yeah, that's how they looking. They looking like Vivica. They looking like Taraji. Huh? They looking like Chili out here paying for white dudes. That's what your extra daughters are looking like. Huh? They looking like Faith Evans. They looking like Lil Kim. Yikes, yikes again. Huh? Huh? They looking like Foxy. Oh, god damn, Z. Look, Foxy? Why you brought Foxy into this, Z? Huh? That's what your extra daughters are looking like. Huh? You put all your hopes that the extra black women in particular could have gave black men the biggest middle finger. Somebody got effed, and it wasn't black men. I just want you to know that Mr. Z listed nothing but famous women. What do the non-famous and non-rich black women look like? Ooh, ooh, Z. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That was active. Good point, right? Huh? And L's active says, Jeezy's baby mom. Jenny Mai out here. Ouch. There you go for the Asian quota. How you get divorced? Let me say that better, Z. How does the white man and then the black man divorce you? What? Within 5 years or so? Well, damn. Huh? Cam S also says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Cam S also says, it's going to cost her everything to get with a man who can pay for everything. Can she afford him? Jason Black. Yo, when Jason Black says that, I think that's the most accurate. If you want a man to pay for everything, it's going to cost you everything. If you want a man to do everything, it's going to cost you everything. You want to see when women get off the bus? Say that. Tell them that. Huh? Calvin said 4 years. Goddamn. Ginny might didn't even let. So it was 4 years between this divorce and that divorce. From a white man and a black man. Ginny Mai, first, you're an Asian woman. Secondly, you did the white man. So remember, white meat for the main course, black dark meat for the side. Ma'am, you had the main course and the side, and you failed with both. Now what? When is it you? I'm gonna love myself more. Yawn. Right? Huh? You gotta love it. You gotta love it. America, you're raising these daughters, and you freaking daddy daughters, especially the ones of you with a couple of dollars. Good luck. You better help her find that future husband. You better help her find that future husband, or cross fingers and knock on wood that you get a Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence kids type of situation, if you're lucky, or a Richard Nixon and Eisenhower kids type of situation. If y'all don't know, one of Nixon's kids is married to one of Eisenhower's kids. I think they're still married, if they're even still alive, but at least they were married, something like that. Huh? Huh? Y'all are raising these spoiled brats. Shout out to Zeke. I pat myself on the back. I put out that video over a year ago about the daddy daughters. Shout out to Compassionate for Clear. It's somewhere Compassionate have it somewhere on his YouTube shorts. Or a clip of it, obviously. Huh? As the brother said, these women are stronger than y'all think. They're strong. They're stronger than that. And as he said, I think it was hysterical. If she could push a baby stroller, she could push a lawnmower. Now, Mr. Z is not about necessarily having women mow the grass. That's not what we're saying. But I mean, technically, he's right. If she could push a baby stroller, she could push a lawnmower. He's right. Technically, he's right. He is right. Now, do you want your lady pushing her lawnmower? Probably not. Maybe do a little bit of gardening here and there. But he's technically right. Y'all are not. Y'all are raising these little pampered, spoiled brats, and then expect, oh, I'm gonna walk my daughter down the aisle, and her husband better know. He better do this and better. Nope. And that marriage rate look like what? And here's the kicker. Ooh, here's the kicker. Half the time, your daughter don't even want to end up with these dudes because she thinks she's better than them. Oh, it gets worse. See, the elite dudes do end up not marrying your daughter. Uh-oh. And now your daughter out here with the average dude, and she says she ain't going. It make it worse. Even when the men are okay with your daughter said, nope. Who wants to be with average anyway? You gotta love it. Real talk when Yanni said, what's the incentive? That's what she said. See, when y'all raise them a certain way, when they come up on the money, whether it's from them and their quote unquote hard work, or whether it's because, well, the position you put them in, that's their attitude. What's the incentive? Who wants to be with average anyway? And I'm telling you right now, young men said, I got something for that ass. Pun intended on that one. Double entendre on that one. Z, damn, you got to be so on the nose? Yes. Huh? Hysterical, Trell. Accurate, Congruous says, lawnmowers are self-propelled, easier than a stroller. Right? You do got to give them a little nudge half the time, though, in the beginning. Right? The momentum keep them going as the blades are spinning. Right? And once again, thank you for the super chat, KMS. Thank you for the super chat. And Eric Deadman says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Eric Deadman says, Z, I'm an Xer, but the blue pill simp in all blue is too old to be this financially ignorant and out of touch with how the economy is set up. Bruh, even the women, this is frightening. Even the women were pushing back. The dark-skinned sister that was sitting next to him, the lighter-skinned sister that was sitting across, even the host was pushing back. The darker skinned sister with the dreads that was like, yo, I'll take 50-50 because I'm paying 100 right now. And he pretty much like looked at her like, ew. I can't remember his comment to her, but it was essentially like, well, then you get what you get then. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. When we say black men are gynocratic identified, when we talk about black men that are part of the gynocracy through and through, they are agents of the gynocracy through and through, right? When we talk about that gynocratic chip, this is one of them. This is one of them. This is a younger version of that older brother. Y'all remember when he older, kind of more like a red. I want to say his skin tone was more like that brownish red. Older brother that we found out he paid for everything, and he's like, I'll pay for everything. I think somebody came up, found it out that his wife abused him or something like that. Or the stepkids did something to him. But either way, I'll pay for everything. Remember that guy? I think we covered him maybe a year ago, maybe something like that. This is like a younger version of that. Thank you, Calvin. Calvin says, average is on a plane to South Asia. Y'all gives you a second. Y'all gives you a second. Oh, no, actually, nope. And there we go. We're back. Right? Once again, Calvin says, average is on a plane to South Asia. And there you go. If they can afford it, they're gone. Why not? Why not? Why stay where? Stay with who for what? And shout out to you, Eric, as an Xer, right? Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to Black Uru, who raise wife material daughters, right? Who, yeah, okay, you're raising your daughter to go to school, and while she's single, to not be desperate for a man financially. Nothing wrong with that. To be able to take care of herself while she's single. And shout out to that brother from Mississippi on the panel. Actually, this is a perfect time to mention this. When the brother with the dread said, Well, if I see her doing it herself, she taking care of herself. That pretty much, and he's saying that pretty much pre-qualifies her, and I know she can do it. And I'm glad the brother from Mississippi said this, and it was so important. I'm going to paraphrase, and he essentially said, "Yeah, she could do it for herself. She's doing it for herself, but will she do it for you? Will she do it for the relationship? That's a whole different type of calculation." Thank you for saying that. Shout out to that brother. Thank you. Exactly. Exactly. And the brother with the dreads really have no answer to that. Exactly. Shout out to all of us. And that's why Kevin kept on asking that question. Would you be with a man who what he said essentially didn't elevate you financially? And how many of those women said no? Why would I even be with him if he's not elevating me financially? Right? Shout out to that brother from Mississippi. He said exactly what needed to be said. So yeah, your daughter, she might be educated and she got her little apartment or condo and her little baby Benz or now Tesla, her little baby Audi, her little baby Beamer, right? And she's doing the damn thing. She making some 70 some odd $1,000 a year, $80,000 a year. She good. She all right. Cool. She could pay for all her stuff by herself and might even have a couple of dollars of disposable money. What does that mean for a man though? Look, she could take care of herself. She don't need you for the money. She's trying to practice hypergamy. She does actually. That's where hypergamy kick in. Look at all the stuff I can do for myself. What I need a man for if he's not going to do more. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Once again, half of the what 2/3 of men never make more than $65,000 a year. So your $85,000 a year earning daughter, your $80,000 a year earning daughter. Hey, there's a reason why she ain't never come home with your future son-in-law. That mindset right there. What does $100,000 a year average looking woman? And I'm not saying average looking to be condescending or to be snarky. Average looking $100,000 a year black woman that wants to practice hypergamy and she's already 32. Now what? Okay. Now what? What did you just do to your daughter? Your daughter earned 85. She earned 90. She earned 120. She's okay looking. She ain't hideous, but she ain't the baddest. And she want to practice hypergamy. Now what? I ain't even going to below average looking trail. I'm not even going there. Right? So as Eric's is saying, these people are just out of touch. They're out of touch. Huh? They're insanely blue pilled. Bro, you know how bad it gotta be for black women to be pushing back on you? For black women to be pushing back? For black women to say, yo, I was paying 100 by myself. I'm okay with 50-50. Now, did they sound like that when they were younger and tighter? Probably not. Let's be honest. Y'all give Z a second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. And we're back. Right. But yeah, shout out to you, Eric. Yeah, they're out of touch, man. Once again, Mr. Z covers these things because they have real life consequences. This conversation kind of spread on social media. This was a topic. This conversation spread. That's why Anton and them had him on. Right? Because this is the goal for most parents, I would say, definitely most women, is to have a man that's gonna, look out for your child, look, especially your daughter. Absolutely. Oh, that's understandable. I get it. That's just not the world we live in financially. Shout out to that brother that said to on the Peeps channel, that said about the woman that said if you earn $50,000 you shouldn't be dating, then practice polygamy. We should make polygamy legal. That's why y'all been hearing Z say that. Y'all been hearing Z say that. That's why I've been saying it. Fine. Or is your daughter okay with polygamy? Shout out to KMS. That should be the other question. If your daughter can look up on one of these type of guys, is she okay with being wife number 7? If she okay with being wife number 3? Huh? Exactly, Tro. If your daughter earns 100,000, but she got a butterface, right? And she want to practice hypergamy, what does that mean? That's why I've been saying it. Is your daughter built for polygamy? Huh? Fine, y'all have these financial requirements on men. You want your daughter to live the opulent life. You want her future husband to put her in an even better financial situation than you did. Understandable. Understandable. For those of you that hear how Mr. Z sounds, and y'all like, "Ooh, this man, he anti-black women, and he a misogynist and misogynist." And I want you to understand: 25% of newlywed black men are marrying outside the race. I'm saying what they thinking and feeling, though. Uh-oh. And don't ask them. They're going to lie to you. Stop asking your nephews and your guy cousins, "What, you don't like black women?" Stop asking them. First of all, most of the time the answer is not yes, right? They're okay with black women. They just ain't gonna date and marry one. But even if the answer was, "Yeah, I don't want to be with a black woman. I don't find black women appealing." Why would they ever tell you that? Stop asking these boys to lie to your face. Stop asking these young men to lie to your face. Thank you, Afro National. One woman for every 50K. That's what the brother said. Right? Make polygamy legal. Every time Jason Black talk, I say it. All right, fine then. Make polygamy legal. Fine. Y'all men should be the only ones procreating. Fine. Make polygamy legal. Huh? It should only be the rich men getting all the vagina. All right, then make polygamy legal. If the women are saying that, who wants to be with average anyway? If the women are saying that, and then the elite men are saying that, fine, make polygamy legal. That's why Mr. Z been saying it. And once again, Eric Denman, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. These people are blue pilled, by the way. You're right. All of that. The thing is, as Trell was saying, as Mr. Z has said, they don't scale these things, number one. Number two, people just be talking. That's why I'm talking about these outliers. These outliers just be talking. They're going on and on and on and on, and they don't scale what they're saying. It's one thing if you're saying for my daughter in particular or for my daughter individually, that's one thing. That's one thing. Right? But when you're saying, okay, my daughter, but you're speaking as if this should apply to all young black women or whatnot, all right then. There's a cost to that. There is a cost to that. Huh? Right? And we'll pause right there. And actually, let me read this one now. And Vince, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And Vince says, Z, I had 25 jobs since I was 14. It's not like active men isn't trying. When is it enough? It's never enough. First of all, to get to where you got to go, you just got to keep on moving. As a man, we are built for this. This is true. I'm not denying any of this. Y'all just raising little a-hole brats that's not thankful for none of this. especially when you have give them this entitlement ass attitude. But to you, Vince, it's never. It's it for these people. The way they speak, it's never enough. My question to you is: when are you comfortable? When are you good with what you have? When are you poofed and saying, you know what? Okay, this is my line right here. I'm good right here. I'm content right here. Right. That's something to consider. Right. When are you okay? And then the people that you care about and the ones that rely on you. Huh? But whatever you do, do not let these people work you into an early grave, bro. Do not let these people with these commentaries online, on social media, do not let these people work you into an early grave. Give you a second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. And we're back. Reckless streams, y'all already know. Don't put it in the comments. Don't put it in the comments. Right? So, to Vince, I say, like I said before, Vince, do not let these people work you to death in an early grave. Secondly, what are they contributing to you? Because I was thinking about this. What are they contributing to you to help you, do for them? Number two. Number three, this very transactional, very cold, callous way of viewing relationships and intimacy and marriage, and this is not sustainable. It's that simple. It's just not sustainable, right? And if you, Vince, end up with someone, you got to vet, you got to ask the right questions, you have to spend some time with them. But if you end up with someone that doesn't see the world that way, then that's great. They're not this hyper transactional. They're not these kind of like neoliberal thinking, right? Women, that's great. But if you come across that, oh, that's your ass. And you wife that, oh, that's your ass. Because you never get a day off. And it is always going to be, what can you do for me? It's always going to be that, right? It's always going to be that. And that's the last thing you want, So I just wanted to make sure to say that. I did not forget about you, Chief Rocker. I did not forget about you, right? So, yeah. It all depends on your aspiration on when is it enough, by the way. Right? And Leon says, and thank you for the super chat. And once again, thank you for the super chat, Vince. And Leon says, it won't let me super chat what I want to say. So I'll put it in the comments, but know where I am going with it if you know what will happen after. Wait a minute. I'm gonna have to check the comments in a minute. Y'all gotta give me a second because I can't just stay. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna check the comments in a second. Right? Huh? Yes, I saw that. And GC says, you saw the Kings of Queens dude got arrested for physical altercation, I'll say. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Oh man. I saw that. Right. Hey, what accountable commentary say? Brad get the same Keisha brothers get. Brad get the same Keisha Jamal get or Jermaine gets. Right? What did Mr. Z and shout out to Black Uru say? When Brad brads and when Keisha Keishas. When Brad brads and when Keisha Keishas. You even see Chrissy. Chrissy have to backtrack a little bit. What did Chrissy tell y'all? As more black women end up with these men, there'll be more breakups and you're going to hear about it and there's going to be more divorces. And that's her hedging her bets. That's her putting one foot in and one foot out. They're being more honest now. Reluctantly more honest. Reluctantly. Huh? This is what it's going to be. As more black women end up with these non-black men, well, you're going to, and Mr. Z said it, you're going to end up dealing with the same stuff these non-black women end up dealing with the non-black man. Right? Y'all were speaking about it years ago. Like these the best thing they could do is give black men the middle finger and end up with a non-black man. Now y'all got to come to terms with, oh crap, these non-black dudes got a propensity to delete a chick. Mr. Z over here, straight face. Right? Obsidian over here, straight face. Sarge Willie Pete over here, straight face. BGS, straight face. All the men over here, straight face. We told you. What else do you need to know? We told you. Right? Now what? Silence is on purpose, everyone. Now what? Right? So, Leon, let me see. Where comment were you trying to put? I don't see. Oh, you said you got to leave it in the regular comments. I guess that's what you were trying to say. All right. Once again, Leon, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And Chief Rocka, I guess this is staying up here for a while. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Right? I'll leave this up here for a while. Give me a second, Chief Rocka, so I can read this in a minute. Right? But as I was saying to Vince, this is not sustainable. So this very transactional way of viewing relationships, this very neoliberal way of viewing relationships, it's not, I call it mercenary, right? It's not sustainable. And so these outliers, these brothers that made it, these white men that made it, the Dave Ramseys of the world, that's making really good money, and they can afford to curate a different type of relationship, and they can afford to make their wives stay-at-home mothers at the highest level, right? And they're doing way too much goddamn talking. I say, are you good with polygamy being legal, and are you good with your daughter being wife number 4? Are you good with your wife being wife number 32? Pick a number. Huh? Are you? Huh? If no one wants to be with average anyway, concerning men, by the way, these are women saying this about men. This is not men saying this about women. If women are saying, who wants to be with average anyway, fine. Are you good with what that actually looks like for you in your life? Huh? Because everybody says this like they think they won't have to succumb, no pun intended, to those same rules themselves. Like they won't be obligated to follow those same rules also. Like that won't apply to them also. Everybody's talking, not everyone, really the women and their male sycophants. Because everybody thinks they're exception to this. Who wants to be with average anyway? If you earn 50, you shouldn't be dating. As Anton said, you're supposed to date when you're broke. That's the whole point. That's when you really know whether y'all really in it for real. And I get what he was saying. I don't think he was saying like if the man's a broke loser sitting on his mom's couch not trying. But he's trying to say you're supposed to get it out of the mud together. But if the women are saying no, I want to wait at the finish line. But then at the same time, the men that hit the finish line first, second, third are too damn arrogant, then you are really boxing yourself out of marriage and relationship. Out of serious relationship and marriage. Shout out to all of you that can't do the social math. If you're saying you're not going to build with a man, I'm not doing struggle love, Z. Fine. Wait at the finish line. But the guys that hit the finish line first, second, third, gold, silver, bronze, those men are too arrogant. So now you don't want to be with those guys, and you don't want to be with the guys that come in 5th and 7th and 8th and 10th place. Okay, cool. Stay single then. Good luck with your rose toy and your cat. Right? Good luck with your rose toy and your cat. Pun intended. Huh? And Chief Rucker says, and thank you for the super chat, right, with the big old hundo. And Chief Rucker says, Z, check out the story that's on the Business Insider about black women with PhD that has $280,000, so 300, let's just say 300, in student loans. She now wishes that she would have gained the work experience, vice graduate degrees. Now what does she bring to the table besides a lot of debt and stress? 300, essentially 300. If you say 280, I'm just hearing 300. $300,000 in student loan debt. And she wished she would have got the requisite credentials, I guess, for her career field. Now we know this is an extreme. And okay, I will. And you said look it up. I will. And you said it's on the Business Insider, right? $300,000. 300 student loan debt. What does she bring to the table except for debt and stress? I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think any man could do anything with her unless he's a bona fide liquid millionaire. Not all your assets millionaire. Nope. Liquid millionaire. You can't do nothing with. I don't care how she look. You can't do nothing with her. 300,000? Unless homegirl or is a, I don't say shorty, I'm not right. If homegirl is not a doctor, or in some type of career field where she finally hit, she's earning 250 a year, 300 a year herself. If that's not the case, what can you do with her? Pipe? You could pipe, right? You might even be able to get the oops baby out the deal if the child support is not astronomical. But let's be honest, she's gonna try to shoot for it to be astronomical, so she can use some of that money to pay for that goddamn student loan debt. You can't do nothing with her. You can't. 300,000. This is not no little $60,000 student loan debt. This is not even $100,000 student loan debt. 300,000. You can't do anything with her. You can't. What are you gonna do with her? You marry her, and now that's your 300. Y'all don't even got a house yet. You didn't even give her the down payment for that car yet, unless you, especially if you're gonna pay the whole thing. That's without a home. That's not the luxury car that she wants. That's not the lifestyle that she wants. That's not bringing in the children. That's $300,000 off top. She can't. Hey, shout out to the white dudes. Go ahead and get her. Go ahead and get her. And it got to be a one of you that's really well off too. Have fun paying off that second mortgage. That's her student loan debt. That's a second mortgage right there. 300. You can't do nothing with it. No wonder. Who wants to be with average anyway? You're right, because an average man can't do nothing with this. Absolutely nothing. A middle class guy can't do anything with this. Upper middle class, maybe. Right? Don't tell me it's for humanities. Leon said 300K literally raising a child. Thank you. Allspat says 300K that humanities degree. I hope it's not for a humanities degree. Jesus Christ. Right? So I'm not gonna give too much commentary on it, Chief Walker, because I don't want to, give my commentary now and then do a whole different separate stream and say the same thing again. But yeah, yeah, I'll cover it. I did not forget. I'm not gonna forget. And by the way, Buckeye fan, I didn't forget about you in that TLC stream. Also, Compassionate, I didn't forget about you and the Paul memo. We gotta go over the Paul memo. The Paul memo should hopefully be coming this weekend. So I'm shooting for Sunday for that Paul memo stream. FYI. Right. And thank you once again, Chief Rucker. And Chief Rucker says facts. That's my sponsorship. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Thank you for the super chat once again. Right. So I definitely want to cover this today. Let's go over the points again. Shout out to the brother from Mississippi who said if she can push a baby stroller, she can push a lawnmower. Hysterical, accurate. He's accurate. I'm not saying that she should, but he's accurate. As I said, these people are raising sociopathic opportunists. Right? These people are raising sociopathic opportunists. I'm not just speaking about the women here. If you're raising your sons with this type of worldview, you're raising sociopathic opportunists. And the black community cannot afford sociopathic opportunists. Not black sociopath. So let me get this right. Black people are in America with these non-black people that operate this way concerning black people, namely black men, to be honest. And then y'all are raising black boys and black girls to think like this about the black community on top of that. namely the black girls who are going to be black women one day. So mean, snarky, rude, sassy, hyper materialistic, hyper consumerist, opportunistic sociopaths. And then couching all of that on, well, my daddy said, oh boy, a real man, oh, yawn. So your daughter's all of these negatives that Mr. Z just said, and all she has to do to nullify all of that is say, a real man, my daddy said a real man. And if y'all heard the brother talk, he was on that a real man. A real man to get 3 jobs and have side gigs. And this is why so many of your sons are at home with the Jergens lotion, watching corn, playing video games, living a minimalist life. And as the brother said off of the Lapeef channel, they saving their little pennies and they're going to see a pros, or they got a little quote unquote situation with a chick that they slide her a few dollars once a month to do some strains for some change. That's exactly why. Your daughters sound delusional. That's exactly why. On the other end of that are the men that can actually save a couple of dollars, sliding a few dollars to your daughters. But fine, not your literal daughters, to other women. Because this thing is insane, and y'all keep on trying to scale it up and up and up, and your sons are just saying, you know what, I'm not doing it. Either they can't afford it or they don't want to spend it. Right? And Allspace says, just looked it up. PhD and can't find a job. Oh boy. Calvin says, pay pull to go. Oh man, what homeboy said on a Motor Technique song? I don't pay them to pipe, I paid them to leave. Exactly. And Saint Cyr says, come on, Z. We have other hobbies, LOL. Stop talking about Jergens. Hysterical. No, you're right. You're right. But I'm saying, fine, let's go all the way into the stereotype. Mr. Z's in the cars. I could easily spend the Z will take all the Z has no problem be like 50 grand, I'll take it. Right? The Z will take all of the 50,000. The Z will take 20, the Z will take 50 and be like, I got more space for modifications. Right? The Z will take 50 grand. It will eat 50 grand up and be like, I got more space. But I'm saying, fine, let's lean all the way into the negative stereotype. I'm speaking like that. Excuse me, Saints here. I'm saying that on purpose. I'm saying, fine, if that's what they believe that we're going to do, and if that is what they believe we're already doing, if we're not with their daughters, if we're not wifing their daughters or attempting to quote unquote court or date their daughters, if they think what we're doing is sitting at home, right, with Dorito dust on our beards, with Mountain Dew in the cup holder, playing video games, watching corn with the Jergens lotion, I say, fine, we'll lean into that. Yeah, that's what we're doing. What does that mean for your daughter, though? If too many young men under the age of 40, under the age of 45, we're not really young like that no more, but still, under the age of 45, if that's what they're doing, fine, let's say that's true. Too many of them are doing that. What does that mean for your daughter? Have fun. I'll lean into the negative stereotype. Fine. What does that mean for your daughter? Kim Foster told us what it means for your daughter. Your daughter's in the car recording herself crying because she's a single cat lady. Your same daughters that are pretending to be okay, they're going on brunch with their homegirls. They over here, I'm not settling for no man. They're going home and crying themselves to sleep at night. That's what your daughters are doing. Y'all gave y'all sons the middle finger. You didn't help to develop your sons. You left your sons out here. You told them to get it how they live. You over-indexed on doing for your daughters. You left way too much in your daughter's name outside and not in your son's name. Fine. Nothing wrong with that. But that does have social, political, and economic repercussions for those same daughters. So if y'all telling us that way too many of these men are at home and they're not ambitious enough, and they're with the Jergens lotion in the video games, with the Mountain Dew in the cup holder and the Dorito dust in their beard, right? And the microwavable Tyson's chicken that been sitting in that one plate for 3-4 days because he doesn't clean up after himself, I'll say fine, okay. All of it, you're right about all of that. What does that mean for your daughters, though? Huh? What does that mean for your daughters? So, Saint Cyr, that's why I say it the way I do. I'm purposely saying, you know what? You're right. Now what? Right? That's hysterical, Big Mo. Oh, Big Mo said, we're not trying to get backed up. We're making sure our prostate is okay. That's hysterical. Right? So this is America's version of hikikomori, right? Shout out to wherever Nameless is. Might be ghost listening right now. Me and Nameless, that's how we connected. We were speaking about the hikikomori in Japan, the similar ones in South Korea. We started to see it in Western, well, Eastern Europe, a teeny tiny bit in Western Europe, and we said this is coming to America. It's coming to America, and guess what? Shout out to Eddie Murphy. It is. It is. And here we are. And America's in full blown panic mode while still mocking and making fun of and chastising their sons. And how is that working? It's not. So if men like Jason Black, and shout out to Lion, I did listen to the stream a little bit with Jason Black speaking about OnlyFans and whatnot. I'm gonna finish it. I might do a stream on it. If y'all mocking brothers spending money on OnlyFans, y'all mocking and making fun of brothers watching corn while y'all raising a-hole daughters, we're not gonna end up with your a-hole daughters. First of all, they don't even want to be with us. That's why I have the clip in my description box where the lady said, "Who wants to be with Average anyway?" And she's 22. She's 22 years old. I'm showing y'all. If y'all don't get it, let Mr. Z be on the nose about it. Pause. I'm showing y'all what the ramifications of raising your a-hole daughters amounts to. This is what it looks like when doves cry. Rest in peace, Prince. Right? Actually, that's a really good title. This is what it looks like when doves cry. Yeah. Actually, goddamn, Z, that's actually what she should have named it. That's what she should have named this. That's what she should have named it. Right? That's what you should have named it, Z. This is what it looks like when doves cry. This is what it sounds like when doves cry. I'm gonna name a stream that eventually. Well, let's put that in the book. We gotta sideline that. Yeah. That might be the title of the stream, Chief Rocker. We'll see. Right? And once again, shout out to LAL for what he said, aggressive beggars. I was trying to find the name of it. That was great, LAR. Aggressive beggars. I think that's what he said, right? That's a good question. And Chief Rocker says, do they mock their daughters who sell cat via IG, OF, OnlyFans, and pay for play? No, because their daughters don't do it that overtly. Their daughters are literal streetwalkers. Right? Because their daughters aren't literal streetwalkers, they get to play like that's not what their daughter is engaging in. That's if they even know. Right? That's if they even know. But for the parents that know their daughter is hitting these men up for dollars here and there when they go out with them, because their daughter isn't a literal streetwalker, you can play like that's not what your daughter's engaging in. You can tell yourself different. The women that are doing the whole, if you want to link me, hit my Cash App, $100, 150. That is what your daughter's doing. When your daughter's engaging in foodie call, she's doing a lightweight version of being a pros for some food. If she's telling you, if you want to link me, hit my Cash App up, she is engaging in that type of activity. Huh? All of that is lightweight pros activity. Right? All of that is lightweight pros activity. You sleepwalking into pros like activity. But because you're not a literal streetwalker and you don't literally name your price, you get to play like that's not what you're engaging in. And you give other people around you plausible deniability. You give yourself plausible deniability. Shout out to the women that engage in this. That's what you're doing. I really want to say a video vixen's name right now, but I ain't going to say it. You got bust out by who? Cameron? Uh-oh. We already knew that's what she was on, but you know, we got the confirmation from Cam. I ain't going to say your name, but we all know who I'm talking about. Killer Cam. Hey, stop messing with these New York dudes, bro. Huh? You see how look, if y'all not good, I've been around New York dudes my entire life. We got family from New York, Mr. Z. Younger, I used to travel back and forth. Those are some witty ass dudes. Quick. If you ain't built for it, stop messing with the New York dudes. They are Cameron Mason 50. That's New York. That's them. Huh? You gotta be quick. Shout out to Jay Prince. You gotta be quick. Right? Oh, he said arrogant beggars. I'm sorry, I said aggressive beggars. He said arrogant beggars. True. Right? Huh? So all of these women that are engaging in this lightweight, I ain't gonna say it, Lil Smith. Right? I ain't gonna say it, Calvin. I ain't gonna say it, GC. I see y'all. I'm just saying. We know who Mr. Z talking about. Huh? So that's, and by the way, that ties to this topic also. Y'all have a really whimsical view of the world, of money, of relationships. Some of y'all make it, y'all become outliers. And then now you want these young men not to make your daughter comfortable. This is not even about quote unquote comfortable now, unless your definition of comfortable is opulent. Right? This is not even about that. You want your daughters to end up with rich men. Understandable. You don't want your daughters to be out here struggling. Look, Mr. Z is not about women struggling just to be struggling. Right? Rocky, I heard about that too, by the way. I heard about her too. Huh? I'm not about just women struggling just to be struggling. But if you're, shout out to Anton because he said it and y'all missed it. Or y'all didn't really go into detail. It's not like y'all missed it on the panel. Y'all didn't really go into detail about it. How do you get your daughter all in? How is your future son-in-law supposed to know your daughter's really all in with him when she knows that she can always run to you and you're going to try to shame him? Well, a real man, and if she don't go through some strife with him, if she's not willing to go through the ups and downs, y'all are not raising future wives for these boys, for these men. Y'all are raising brats. That's why I call them brats. Y'all are raising 12-year-olds and 27-year-olds bodies. 25-year-old bodies, 22-year-old bodies. That's what you're raising. And who's signing up for that? What man in his right mind is signing up for that? Huh? Good point. And Rocky says they want us to be slaves for them because they were slaves to the gynocracy. Their suffering requires our misery, and I say no. Bruh, say that. Right? Calvin says Thailand is raising wives. We're not signing up for it, people. We're not signing up for it. We're not signing up to subsidize your mean, condescending a-hole daughters who's gonna end up filing for divorce within 5 years, because that's what the divorce rate is in the black community. I mean, the time anyway. First of all, I want to be very clear. Your daughters don't want to end up with these dudes anyway. Before we even get to that, then your daughter marry these guys and then divorce them within 5 years anyway. Huh? Now we do know that there is some correlation between the divorce rate and class, which really, really speaks to your daughter being. It's not really about personality and drive and ambition. It really is about the money and class position. It's not about, shout out to Leisha Miller, likable men, mostly intelligent men. It's not about that. Develop a personality. These men don't want to develop a personality and be likable. These men have to be likable. It's not about that. It's about the money and class position. Shut the hell up, Leisha Miller. Look at the divorce rate, Leisha Miller. Look at who's getting married and getting divorced, Leisha Miller. What happens when you put capitalism and capitalism and feminism in the same place, Leisha Miller? So fake ass leftist. If you're a real leftist, you would know. And you wouldn't be making excuses for women and their neoliberal concepts of relationship. Huh? But I'm sorry, we don't critique women over here. We only critique the men. Which perfectly goes with what Mr. Z is speaking about today. Shout out to Anton. As he said, these people are out of touch. He looked at the panel and said, y'all all out of touch. The women were pushing back on the brother with the dreads and straight up said, yo, I'll do it. A couple of the women now, one of them looked like she had been through some things. Huh? You didn't say things, Z. You said things. I know what I said. She low-key looked like she had been through it. She making different decisions now. Okay, shout out to her. Huh? But as she said, and as the young lady with the dread said, I'll do 50-50 because I'm already doing 100. Now, life probably looked them up real good and got them thinking different. One of them actually said it. But for that brother to say what he was saying, hey, so you're telling me the women that's sitting in front of you telling you, yeah, I might have been on the same thing you're on, but life has done lumped me up so good, I can't be like that anymore. I guess it's different for them because they don't have a daddy to fall back on like you, right? Like your daughter does. Huh? So they got to make different type of decisions with men now. You know, they got to be real people and treat black men like they're real human beings. Shout out to the black men that talk to their daughters like their daughters don't have to see men, namely black men, as real human beings. Now, he's just a tool to bring you resources. He ain't a real human being. He ain't going to go through the ups and downs of life. He ain't going to be down and out sometimes. He's not going to be there financially all the way sometimes. He's not going to be able to put you in the lap of luxury all the time sometimes, right? Huh? You're a black man in America, and you're raising a little neoliberal black daughter? All right, let me know how it worked for her. Let me know how it worked for her. It might. It might. Probably not, but it might. Huh? Oh boy. And Buckeye fan says, and thank you for the super chat. And once again, thank you for the super chat, Chief Rocket. Thank you for the super chat. And Buckeye fan says, Chili paying for the white man. Chili paying for the white man, but did a song about men that lacked ambition, trying to holler at her. Look, but I mean, like he was on TV, right? And we don't know what he might be doing in Hollywood behind the scenes. You know, could be a writer, could be doing voiceover work. You know, he was on television. He might be still doing little roles that some of us are not catching here and there, right? So cool. But I get what you're saying, and it's true. She is subsidizing the white dude. Talk about no scrubs. I mean, right? Huh. What they say, time makes hypocrites of us all, or is it life makes hypocrites of us all? Huh? That's why I'm careful with it. I'm telling y'all, I don't advocate for hate of black women here. I don't advocate of hate of women. Mr. Z has been consistent. If y'all want a new quote unquote feminist world order, then y'all gotta eat all of it. If y'all want a more quote unquote egalitarian West and egalitarian America, y'all gotta eat all of it. You don't get to have these little enclaves of you know partnership patriarchy and patriarchy by feminist specifications. You don't get that. No. Right? Ah, Buckeye fan said, oh yes, girl, I'm talking to you." Buckeye fan just spun the whole song back around to Chili and T-Balls them. Rest in peace, Left Eye. Huh? She said, sitting in the passenger side of his best friend's ride. Chili, what about if he sat in the passenger side of your ride? Ooh, Z, ooh. Sounds a little bit worse. Huh? What about if it's sitting on the passenger side of your girlfriend's ride? Your girlfriend who's older than you, ouch, and more successful than you, ooh, and more known than you, yikes, and black, oh, and who was known to be very dismissive of men and has a whole song, an anthem for women that says, I want no scrubs. What about if you're the man sitting on you're the white man sitting on the passenger side of your black girlfriend's ride, who's older than you and more successful than you and more known and famous than you? Ugh. What about that? Yikes. Yeah, I got him. I got him, Buckeye fan. Buckeye fan, did you get any of the no scrub stories I sent you? Yes, yes. Ah, yep, man. Right. So yeah, she did say it. She did say she was looking. And remember the whole time that I didn't watch that television show that much when I was younger. The one where she was pretty much looking for a man, right? But yeah, clearly, What are we, over a decade later? Over a decade later, over a decade later, and Chile is the same. Chile, Chile is the same. God damn! When they say they never come off of it, they never come off of it. I told y'all they never come off of it. Chile is the same Chile. That's frightening, right? That's frightening, man. Okay, y'all. Oh man, we almost at 3 hours. So on that note, everyone, shout out to Anton. Shout out to that panel. Um, Shout out to the women that actually pushed back on that brother. I think a lot of that had to do with their own life experiences, and they kind of feel like, because he's kind of, if you're a woman, he's kind of digging at the man you're with. Especially if you're, working, and you kind of, doing your own thing, your man's doing his own thing, y'all coming together, making it work financially. He's kind of digging at you. So I think that's why these women kind of push back. That's the same type of women that were pushing back a bit on Ebony K. Williams and her, if he owns the bus type talk, um, and calling black men in particular mediocre. Those are the same type of women that push back on her because, quite frankly, in classism, dear black women, y'all gonna have to handle these elitist a-hole classist black folks. Yes, we know we have different classes in the black community. I'm not saying that we should necessarily have the class compression, but because we live in America, these elite classes get to kind of shelter white supremacist talking points. Because what does classism function as in the black community when you factor in, well, we're in America? It's gonna get real ugly. And GC asked, how's the Z running, Z? I haven't driven the Z in about 3 or 4 weeks. I told you it has maybe you weren't here, GC, but I said a couple of streams ago, the Z has a coolant leak from one of the hoses in the back of the engine. So I haven't driven it in about 3-ish weeks now. Plus I wasn't gonna be driving it right now anyway, with the weather the way it's been for the past few weeks. So I'm waiting. I'm gonna drop it off to the mechanic. I got a lot of work to do. The list is ridiculous. It's gonna cost grands. Oh right. Bands to make her dance. Seriously, it's gonna cost bands. Turbos need to be changed. That's gonna cost me a grip. Engine wire harness. That hose in that's leaking the coolant. Welcome to enthusiast car world, y'all. Um, yeah. If you ain't built for it financially, don't do it. Right? Don't do it. I'm telling you, you gotta really love cars, and you gotta really love the car that you have. Yeah, it's a very expensive hobby. It's a very expensive hobby. Um, yeah, yeah. So there's that. Like I said, engine wire harness. What else? What else we need? Um, I'm gonna have to do some body work. No, I haven't been in any type of accident or anything like that. It doesn't have any crazy rust or anything. But yeah, if I don't keep a car cover over it, right, or don't keep it under some type of real shelter, um, and one of those like weather and like obviously weatherproof car covers, water is getting into the trunk a little bit. So yeah, so there's that too. So it's gonna need body work. Yeah. Welcome to car enthusiast world, right? So yeah. You see me, Leon? Leon, no. It's Leon says Z gotta drop that Z engine to get to the rubber hose in the back. F your life, bro. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm bringing it to the mechanic I know that works on Z's. Good track record. Used to own one himself. I've met the people with some nice powerful 300s that he used to work on, or that he does work on, better yet, not even used to, but that he does work on. So yeah, and I've spoken to him. I've actually had him do some work for me before. So yeah, yeah, I'm not doing it, Leon. I'm not. First of all, I don't even got the time. right? Or the patience. If for those of you that ever seen under a 300ZX's hood, F my life, like Leon said, right? The actual under the Z's hood is actually really good looking, right? Minus the spaghetti of hoses. Hoses and wires, right? Hoses and wires, right? So yeah. So on that note, everyone, we will pause right there. Love, peace, and chicken grease, right? Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. The Roger Report should be streaming right now. I'm not sure if Dr. Thunder is streaming right now, or if he's still streaming, or if he was streaming earlier. I didn't get a notification, right? Leon, it'd be the worst. And Leon says 10 plus hours for us. And not even just a rubber hose. Pause, right? No pun intended. A small ass rubber hose, too. Once again, pause. No pun intended. It'd be a little, it'd be what it, and it don't even, you know what makes it worse? It don't even be like one of those engine specific hoses. It'd be one of those like, buy at AutoZone ass hoses that's making your life a living hell. Right? It's not even one of those Z specific hoses. It's one of like those cheap ass, like, buy it at AutoZone for like, I don't know how much per inch, pause once again. And that hose will be making your life a living hell because you don't got it. Or because it's spraying a leak, right? So yeah. And then labor cost is what's really going to kill me. It's not even the price of the item, right? So as Leon said, because they have to, pretty much probably, especially concerning the turbos, do all of this work. I might as well do all the work I want to get done and do some aftermarket stuff that I want to get done also. So once again, bands to make her dance. And right, welcome to the car enthusiast world, everyone. Welcome to the car enthusiast world. Yeah, I'll do another stream eventually where we start speaking about the car stuff again, and I do the whole is he going to spend money on you, or is he going to spend grands on his car and all the modifications and all that stuff? I'll start bringing that up again. I like when I do that, right? Like, is he going to spend 2-3 grands on you, 2-3 grand, but 2-3 grand on you, or 2-3 grand on his car, right? At least he know what he's getting when he does it with the car. What is he getting when he does it with you? I'll do it again. I'll start bringing that back up. But yeah, so on that note, y'all, we will pause right there. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content. Actually, let me do this closing again, this outro again. We'll pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Go touch some grass. Shout out to FD Signifier. And y'all have a great, great rest of y'all day. All right, and I will be getting to that Chief Rock. It may not be this week. Look for that soonish, right? It may not be this weekend. I'll put out something so you can know Chief Rocker, so you can catch it live, so that you'll know that I'm about to do that stream. But give me some time. I did not forget about you once again, Buckeye Fan. I did not forget about you, Compassionate, and we'll pause right there. As a matter of fact, I should be doing the pound memo this weekend. I'm gonna start sending you some of the stuff now, Compassionate, this week, so that you can have that just in case I kind of misplace some of the links that I need, and I'll timestamp them for you also. But yeah, so we'll pause right there. All right, y'all. Mr. Z out.